All right, now we're going to go over 4 positions off of the ball. So right now we're saying Caleb is guarding Brock on defense. We're saying I am an offensive player on the wing right here. So we're going to go over a couple of help or deny positions right here. So the first thing, and we're focused on Caleb as the defender right here, is on this pass. So go ahead and make this pass, Brock. So right here, we're in basic help position. So the goal of help position right here is if I'm going to drive right here and drive middle, we want this defender to be able to help on this drive, and then if I kick out, that's the recover part. So right there, Caleb would help and recover back out to his man. So that's basic help and recover position. Let's just do that kind of half speed. So I'll catch it and do like a half speed drive. So catching here, now I'm driving, he cuts me off all the way, I pass it back out, and now he's back matched up. Now, one key with help is as we pass it out, Caleb, give us a bad example where you just throw your arm out instead of helping with your chest. So a bad example of help is when this guy's driving and all this defender does is get his hand in front of the driver. That's what you don't want to do. Instead, you want to get your full chest in front of the guy who's driving. So as I drive, Caleb is sliding all the way in front of me. Now his chest is in front of me. I kick it back out. He'll have a hand in the passing lane. And then as I kick it out, he's recovering back out. So that's help and recover position. Now we're going to go over deny. So it all depends on what your team runs for your defense. But as we pass here, so now Caleb, instead of being in help position, he is in deny position. So he has his inside hand, his right hand is in the passing lane. He's trying to get a deflection. So if we make this pass right here, he's trying to hit it out with his hand. And then, of course, if I pass it back, he's going to recover to that guy. Now, the key here when you're in deny, you want to see both. A lot of players is they'll stare right here at the basketball. So Caleb, just stare at me. If this defender's just staring at me, back door is going to be wide open. So you've got to get in a position, and Caleb, just show what it's like to see both right here. So Caleb can see both right here. He's looking that way, but he can see his man and he can see me with the basketball at the same time. So you still want to see both, okay? Now we're going to go stunt and recover. Stunt and recover. So this is not fully helping. This is a strategy you use, like Brock, he's a really good shooter, so a lot of defenders would use this on him. Caleb's going to be the defender. I'm going to catch it over there and drive, but instead of Caleb fully helping, he's going to stunt, which just means he jabs at me and then immediately recovers out to his man. So let's give an example of that, of stunt and recover. So I'll catch, I'm going to drive. Yep, you just step at me and then go back out. Good, we'll do one more. I'm going to get a little more space. Yep, exactly. So stunt and recover is used when you're guarding a really good shooter because you don't want to fully commit to that player who's driving because now you're going to leave them wide open. And something else that the stunt will do is if you make that ball handler think you're attacking them, they're going to pick up their dribble, and then when they pick up their dribble, you can recover out. So we've had help position, deny, stunt, recover. Now we're going to talk about defending the post, so we're going to talk about butt to the baseline. So Brock, you can go low wing right there. Caleb, you're still going to be defense. You'll guard the perimeter right here, Caleb, and then you'll go butt to the baseline defending the post. So now the position we're talking about is Caleb is guarding the offensive player on the perimeter. We're going to have a post feed. So as Brock feeds, I'm on offense right here. As Brock feeds me in the post, the perimeter defender is now going to go butt to the baseline. So he's going to open up right there, and now he's basically in help or deny position, but now it's between the block or the post player and the perimeter. So a couple things Caleb can do, the defender can do, is they can kind of, play cat and mouse or fake at the post player. So let's do that, Caleb. I'll catch it down here, and then you'll just kind of fake at me a couple times. So we feed the post. Caleb goes butt to the baseline. Now he's faking at me, trying to confuse the ball handler and trying to make him pick up the basketball. So that's one thing. The second thing is a dig. So Caleb, now I'm going to catch it. I'm going to put it on the floor and turn my head, and then you got to dig and poke the ball out. Okay? So post feed, Caleb goes butt to the baseline. Now as I dribble and look that way, this perimeter defender's looking to go palms up and deflect the basketball right there. Now, one last thing, or two things with butt to the baseline. What you don't want to do, here you go play post offense. So if I'm the perimeter defender and we get a post feed, what we don't want to do is go like butt towards the top of the key. Because now, if I'm at this angle, I can only see the corner of the floor. But if I go butt to the baseline, now I can see the whole floor. So if a screen or backdoor happened, I could be able to communicate that. And then the second thing is, we'll switch again, Caleb. Depends on your, you'll be defense on the perimeter. Depends on your team's defense, but some defenses, what they'll do is they'll go and trap the post. So let's pass and don't trap yet, Caleb. So Caleb's butt to the baseline, but what some defensive teams will do is they'll wait for the post player to dribble. So if he catches it, post player catches it and they're seeing the floor, and then as soon as they dribble, that's when a lot of defenses will send that perimeter defender to trap, because now if they pick up their dribble, now they can't go anywhere with it. So depends on your defense of when you dig and when you go down to trap, but a good strategy to use is to go trap when they dribble so you can force them to pick it up. So there's two common mistakes defenders make when they're in help position, and there are two types of overhelping. So one is as the pass is made from the top of the key over to the wing, one type of overhelping is when this defender, instead of getting halfway, you normally want to be about halfway, they get like 3/4 of the way. Yeah. So if he's a help defender, he would be overhelping in this position and he's way too far. Now since he's overhelped, this closeout is a lot farther going into that shooter. So typically, if you have a really good shooter, you don't even want to help 50% of the way there. You might only want to go 1/3 of the way there. And then the other type of help, of overhelping, is, let's say we pass this way, okay? Now let's just imagine that my defender stays on me, they contain the ball, I don't get past them. Like if my defender is on me and I drive it and they're still in front of me and they're defending me and I haven't gotten by them, this guy doesn't need to help. What'll happen a lot of times is defenders will overhelp, like this perimeter offensive player, they'll catch the ball, they'll drive, their defender will still be on them, they didn't get by their defender, and then this defender steps in. Well, now you're kind of trapping and leaving that top player open. So you don't want to overhelp in terms of jumping too far to the ball, and then you also don't want to overhelp if the other defender has contained their offensive player well enough.